Good evening, everybody. We're going to start the meeting. It is now 6:32. And unfortunately, we don't have a physical quorum, but we're going to go ahead and meet. And if you have any questions there on the screen, I can see you, so just wait and we'll get started. So we'll start with, we had minutes that were sent out. Everybody got them, but if you have any corrections, if you could email me, we will look at those corrections, note them, and vote on them next month. And any questions about what you did see on last month's meetings? I mean, last month's minutes? Okay, then we will go ahead and let Michelle talk about our financial situation.
Hopefully everybody got the email that I sent out, having questions. I'm gonna take this format going forward, and if it's useful to everybody, where I highlight the expenses and income that's above our normal. I don't know if, but you members know what our normal expenses are. That's something that we can talk about. Somebody wants to see something different, but I think that's the easiest way to kind of go through this. There's a lot of spreadsheet stuff there.
Right.
It's useful collecting information, but I don't know if today's information easily to the other board members. And I did delineate what we had. This is a relatively slow time of year for us. You know, annual renewals on our disability company, some of the contractual maintenance on the heating and air conditioning come through, and then there was some extra work for the generator. All of that was covered. The only other income was we got a reimbursement check for soil and water, the grant that we had, and that was actually the work that was done in the fall and the summer. So, you know, Carla and the grant folks are on another thing that grant on the north side of the building.
Great.
That's really it. The one thing that I did note is that we did receive half of the contractual money from the town, which was $40,000, which was great. So that just went into the check in the town, and we're using that for operating funds right now. The state of July, we'll get the second part of that. That's basically on the information of finance.
Is that something that, I know Carla said that they do July?
We generally do it after
After
the
the
second.
second.
Yeah. Or had in the past, that's how it was.
Okay, so the director's notes or director's report.
Basic, or I get there a while ago that I did it. You can see our circulation has gone up, which I think is great. The usage, the wireless usage stays right about the same, pretty much the same every month. But our amount of books that we were loaning out to other libraries has gone up as well. The events that we had, 3 nights of trivia, the story time for the after school program, the total of kids for each program, that adds up to 51. It wasn't 51 in one thing. The play group is not really popular, but we do seem to get like 2 or 3 kids for each one. Sometimes, well, this week there wasn't any. Book club met finally. We weren't able to meet in January, so we did meet to talk about. We couldn't even read the book that we had chosen to read, so we read something else. But it was a very good meeting. And then the next book, next time we'll meet is March 20th. And then we also have Patrice scheduled for 2 more painting programs. People really love them, and the paintings come out great. My sister let me hang mine in the living room.
It was a pretty one.
Yeah, everybody came out beautiful. So that's it.
Okay. Did Did anybody have any questions with the grant report or the grants we'll do later, but the social media report was pretty straightforward. A couple more people joining in on the Instagram and Facebook, which is great. We'll go down to the committee reports. There wasn't any executive meeting, so we're back down to the financial.
The appeal letter, we are behind of last year. And it's hard to tell whether this is because the letter went out so late or is this just, where we are. And this one I had put the email it sent out, I had done it through the 23rd. And we were short like $4,500. I did it through just the end of the run period. And that would be, we wound up being, if we didn't get any more money, we're short like $4,900. 68 people, 68 donors.
Was it 68 numbers?
68 donors from last year and $4,900. So we'll see what comes in. We did get a very generous donation of $1,000 a couple of days ago that will appear on next week's accounting, but that still is behind.
So that'll take the 49 to 39 or no? That's
I definitely.
okay.
I think when it's time to deal with the appeal letter, there's I think a bunch of things that need to be thought of when you do it. Start it earlier, you do it in-house to turn it a little quicker. Because it was the sort of the assemblage that took a lot of time using the way we did it before. And there's ways to get ahead of it. You could have all of the insert envelopes done already. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could have ahead of time that are done on a leisurely basis, and then once you get them ready, then you just you have stuff in part.
Yes.
If that's what the board wants to do going forward.
That would be a great thing to use the friends for too, to be able to. Yes. Get them done. I mean, it was nice using that service for the.
Using the kids.
Kids,
But,
but,
I don't know, that's always been a hard to tell.
Right.
Discuss that.
I mean, we could have given it to them a month ahead of time and it still may have come out when it did, so you have no control over.
Exactly. So
when they're
this
going
way,
to do them.
we did it in the house, we were a lot quicker, we can time it to like Giving Tuesday or whatever. So the past 2 years.
It was
actually
exactly
run
on Tuesday.
on Giving Tuesday, so I don't know if that helped them or not. But unfortunately, this year's budget, we upped our hopefulness to the peanut butter, so I think the earlier we get it, maybe that'll help balance it out. Because it is one of those weird things, it doesn't run on the calendar year, it runs part of 1 year.
Okay, we'll definitely have to.
So that's,
that in
it's
mind.
just, it's early in the year, and, the other thing was the TV community program, the bank has no update, so.
We talked about hiring somebody there to take the manager's position.
They did, and Christine, who knows it the best, checked, and she said, she went and worked for me, she said there's no update since November. So we have no idea, so hopefully we'll just be presently mail.
Yeah. I mean, we got like 4 or 5 more people to sign up after the last meeting.
Right, I don't know what.
Yes,
we're
I
gonna get
know.
on the title.
Oh, yeah, and I think we need to make 6, yeah.
I mean, I recently saw me walking. Yeah, so I'm not sure, what's gonna happen with that, so, it'll be interesting. See where we go with that. But I think the only other thing that was over finance was cyber insurance, and I don't think we deal with that.
Nowhere. Because I didn't find out until the end of last week that Kevin was no longer at Upstate.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Steve
So,
worked there, and I found out from, when I went to get the
The certificates of
certificate,
insurance,
yeah, she told me that.
who did you talk to?
Deborah.
Deborah
Deborah? Okay.
Romano.
Wait, really? She left from Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yes, Deborah Romano. Might not exactly be Romano, it might be, you know how I butcher names.
Did you
So.
retire or go someplace? We don't know, do we know who our person is?
Deborah.
Deborah now.
That's who the email was from.
Right.
I'll get in touch with her. I will call her. I was gonna call her tomorrow anyway.
She was the back office person, she kind of.
So what was weird was that when I was told to find out about it, and you had given me the form, I called and I had his extension, so I put that in, and I get his voicemail. And I left a message that, we had come up with a policy and we needed to know, should I fill out this form, can you give me a call back? And I never heard back from him.
Yeah, I'm surprised that nobody else, just like I wrote to him and somebody must be looking at his emails, so you would think somebody would be listening to his phone call.
So I will call them tomorrow and find out. It's good to have whoever our agent is, to have a relationship.
Yeah, they should check in with us. Yeah. But so maybe we can even ask them to let us know who it is and have them check in with us. Let me go back a little bit because I realized I went right over committee appointments. So I sent out an email with the results of what everyone had told me, or I strong-armed a few people into a couple things. But does anybody have any questions or comments or want to, you can see me afterwards, you can ask me now, but if those committees look okay, then we'll vote to, finalize them at the next meeting. But, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Okay? So it's kind of hard to go down then this list because these groups have not met at all yet. So we're just gonna go there down to policies and procedures. There's a policy that's on the agenda that we will vote for next month, so make sure you've looked through it, but it's really just a finalization of how Megan's payroll is changing. Buildings and grounds, yes.
The one thing that did get left off this year, there is a reference in the employee handbook that states that the policies and the current policies and procedures are part of the employee handbook. So each time we update policies and procedures, it should be noted in the employee handbook.
Okay.
The copy I sent out, I highlighted it.
Okay.
So we need to just say
I thought you were just telling us that that's in that, but you're saying that should be part of the state.
yes, because they,
Okay.
or we did look at anything in the employee handbook reference the 12/20/23 policies and procedures.
Okay, so on the next agenda, we have to fix that to make the state, sure the statement is on there. Okay, so all the other committees, long range fundraising, buildings and grounds, we will be meeting with Carla next week, or probably the week after. We'll get together with her so she can update both Lynn and I on different items that we'll need to know for buildings and ground. Book sale, Mary's, oh, that's okay.
This was from Carlos for you.
Oh, okay. No, not yet, okay. So, all
I
right.
just gave an update.
Okay, so, yeah, I forgot about the list that she had given. I think we had talked a little bit about the garden grant and the finances. The generator was done. The carpet for the children's area is still not done. They're supposed to cut that down, correct?
Right.
For the children's area. We're still trying to get a grant for the new mats and the maintenance and repair contracts. I don't know, did she talk to you about that or what? She
Sarah
said
knows
she
that
wanted
part.
to,
Sarah knows that part.
yes.
For which?
The maintenance, I think it's the, one for the generator. And we didn't spend enough money.
Yes, so we're working on that with the New York State Education Department for library development. The original generator grant was for $11,099. And because the installer ran a special, which is wonderful, but it dropped us below that. But based on NICEAD's rules, we have to meet the $11,099. So our contact there, our POC, has asked us to include any other building type expenses or project completions that we paid for that we could roll into that. So we were looking at what we could add in to bring that up. We were about $704 short at the time.
Is that what she was talking about? Maybe putting a roof over the generator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we're looking at that to see if we can get a grant to pay for that as well as part of it.
Okay, because that would, 700 wouldn't cover that. probably,
No,
That's
probably
a
not.
separate grant.
Yes.
but that would be.
Yeah, that's gonna be under the Sal's challenge grant.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Yeah.
were trying to figure out a way to use up that $700.
No, because it's not money that we can get back. It's money that we should have already spent because it justifies the 75%. Was it 75% advance we got?
Yeah.
So we're about there. We found a couple additional fuel costs. We had a $50 tank rental fee and a couple other small ones that we've sent invoices for. So we'll wait to hear back from them. We're back and forth now on the expenses, and it's the way they categorize their colors of their money too. Some of it has to be put under labor, some of it under purchase services, and that's a mystery. I have no clue how to, that's all at New York State, and
Okay,
they've got a,
so you're providing the information, they're
yeah.
slotting it into
Yep.
the right.
And we're several months out from the deadline, so we've got plenty of time to work this out. We're good.
What'll happen once they accept it is they hold back 10%.
Right.
So we'll get a check for $852 that technically we've already spent, so that just puts money back in.
Okay, great, great. I don't know if there's anything to add for book sale, grants. Sarah just filled us in on some of those things. Is there anything else that?
We have a few pending, so hopefully we'll find out this month. We're waiting to hear on the Stewart's holiday match. We're waiting to hear from Cloud Splitter about the mats we asked for them to pay for. We should hear from them anytime, really.
Okay,
And
and Jane just popped back in. I don't know
I
if she had
know.
anything to add.
Hello? Yeah. No, it's really great. Sarah's doing an awesome job to keep track of all this stuff. And we have this new grant potential from Ticonderoga that we could apply to, but Sarah justly was like, let's wait and see how we do with the Adirondack Foundation and the other grant, because it's great. The one in Ticonderoga is on a rolling basis, which means that you can apply whenever. There's no deadline. So it's great. We can see how we do and then apply, and we'll have a stronger application. So that's really good. And the logo thing, I got a 2-color logo, so now you got plenty of options. You got black and white, you got 2-color, you got 4-color. So hopefully you'll be able to find a vendor who will figure out how to use them and make it great.
Very good, very good. Okay.
Yep.
Speaking of which, talking about logos, do we have anything yet with the bags?
So they sent me a visual sample of the logo on the bag with 4 colors. But I'm still waiting for the physical art. So
Were they going to send you one without anything on it, or they're gonna have?
no, so I paid for 1 bag, 1 sample with our design on it. So
With
that
the 4 colors?
Yep, so I can physically show it to you.
And is it cheaper if we do 2 colors instead of 4 colors?
A little, but not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
It's nice to make a school.
yeah, it might save $1 or 2 per bag, but I think you'll like the way the bag looks with the 4 colors.
Okay.
If we wanted to do something that was non-cotton, then we could definitely look at the 2-color, because the process might work on a more nylon-y type product. But I think the email I sent you, it's extremely expensive to do that. So I don't know that we could sell items that cost $25 or $30 for a cooler with our logo on it. It seems like that's maybe a little risky. So I thought the bags we could do, and it doesn't have to be the bag that I chose. There's tons of different cotton-esque bags that we could use if we wanted something more specific. But I was hoping to have it, but it's not.
It's not there. It's
not
not
there
next
yet.
month.
So yeah,
Couldn't vote on anything yet.
but it looks from the picture that they sent me, I think everyone would be pleased.
So, nothing new with personnel or the Sunshine. Mary wanted to take over the Sunshine Committee. So I saw that there were 2 things that we needed to send thank yous to, that someone had included on, one of the emails to Norwal, right? And Charles Woods. I think Sarah, you had mentioned that we should.
Yes, I didn't know that thank yous had been sent for those, or if we're doing those 3 grants.
Not that I know. That
Okay.
wasn't on my list.
I'll pull those files and we can go ahead. I have a form we've been using on the other grants. So I wasn't sure how the overlap was or if there was any.
So would we do it from you guys from the library, or would we pass it on to Mary to send a thank you?
If it's grants, I really think it'd just be easier if I did it. It's all in the file. I know it's done.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't have
that's, I didn't know if you were
Yeah.
looking, when you mentioned those thank yous, I didn't know if you were looking for the Sunshine people to do it, or whether you were, a thank you was coming from.
I did the others from the previous year because I noticed that we didn't have any. So I just did a kind of a form letter and had Megan sign it as the director.
That's perfect,
Um,
yes,
because it's just for the grants, just
Right.
kind of saying, hey, thank you so much.
which is different than volunteers and.
Yeah,
more formal.
yeah, I just wanted to mention it just in case it wasn't the intention behind the Sunshine Committee. Didn't want to step on any toes.
Oh, no, no.
If anyone's like a monster for thank you notes. or something.
There was a thank you note that I wrote to, that Michelle mentioned the $1,000 donation. And it was from people that I knew their parents who have passed away. The 1,000 was given in memory of their parents. And Michelle said it would be really nice for the note to come from me. So I still had some of the cards that you had signed, but I have used them all up. If you want to take some, blank ones home to sign again, that would be really great for us.
Okay, good.
I used one of those, and then I wrote out a note saying how I remembered that and how wonderful.
Okay, very
And
good,
that
thank you.
would be dropped off. So I'm
I
like, oh,
have all of the, I have stamps and notes and envelopes, so I need to get them to Mary.
Yeah, we could just bring them next month unless there's anything that needs to be signed out, you think, before that.
if it's easier for you to drop stuff off here before that, that would be great. Because I don't know, I used the last of the note cards, the blank
Oh, so
note
they-
cards. And
Okay, I have a big stack.
that'd be good.
Okay, anything else with the committees? Mention. If not, we'll just go down to unfinished business. The Canopy video streaming, have we received any kind of report as to how much it's being
It
used?
comes at the end of the month. So
Okay.
we got one at the end of January, and I think I sent that out to all of you. And there wasn't anyone using it.
Mhm.
There had been enough, I don't remember the numbers now, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was like, say, 200 looks, but none actually borrowed. So I should be getting another, sometime today. I should have had it by today, but there wasn't anything for the month of February. We have one more day.
One more day.
Are they sending you that an invoice for usage, or did you get to pay by credit card? How are
I
they?
believe they're going to send us an
Invoice,
invoice.
that's what I thought.
So you're paying for the month.
I don't know.
that happened, I guess.
I don't know how we're doing it. We'll figure it out when it comes.
Yeah.
I do know one of the, people that come to trivia nights, they live in Warrensburg, but one of them has a Bolton card, so they were gonna go in and look at it and then give me a review of what they thought about the website. Because right after we signed up for it, there was an email from one of the library directors that they were getting rid of canopies and going to Hoopla. And I didn't know why. Sarah has looked at it and didn't find anything that she specifically liked. I don't know if anyone here has looked at it. I just don't stream stuff, so.
I don't know. And to be fair, my library card is to the town of Chester, and they have Hoopla, or they used to. So I got all excited when they offered that. It's very similar to Canopy, and I went online there and it was similar. I just didn't find anything that personally appealed. So I think if you watch, it would be interesting to see it. I think it depends
Yeah, I
on.
mean, we have to, I
media
think we have to give
consumption.
it 6 months, and
Yeah.
I know I've heard you guys mentioning it to people as they come in to let them know about it, and so, you know, it's a no risk
Yeah.
in that we don't pay it for anything
Until somebody.
until somebody uses
Yeah.
it, so.
We will have we have bookmarks that have those services that we offer, and Overdrive or Libby is on it, and like I said, Sarah will be doing the new ones for the spring, updating and stuff, so we'll put Canopy on that as well.
Okay, so that's a good way to get the information out. But- So I saw you had the fire alarm list. Did we need to do anything?
You did that,
Yeah, we did that last month, right?
right?
Yeah, okay. So,
I'm waiting for the letter. They send a bill, and I will give them, once they send the bill, that's when they ask for the updated.
the company?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And the basket drawing was done, I think?
Yes, it was Katie Pettis, one. She is here through the year, not just the summer person. She was thrilled And because her kitchen is all white and silver and raised, and so this bag, and she loves blue, so the basket made her very happy. And then she didn't keep the $100. She returned that to us. So
We donated.
Elizabeth sent a thank you note to both Anne Marie Sinise for doing the basket and the $100. And then I had her send a thank you note to Katie for returning the $100.
No, very nice, very nice. That's great.
And then I think you put that in donation.
I think we put it to the.
Did you put it under raffle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then Reed Road?
The rug that you already
That's the
talked
one.
about.
Eric, that we already talked
It says read on it.
about. Okay. Pomeroy Foundation, or anything we need to do with that yet? No,
No, I'm ready to go. I just have to wait for as we get closer to the deadline.
It's
okay.
funny, I keep noticing how many are around.
Once
You know what I mean?
once
Once you
you
think
see
about
them,
it, you're like, you go
yeah.
someplace, you go down, oh, you know. We live in a very historic area.
Yeah,
so,
oh, yes, yes.
You know.
Okay, so don't forget that we need to do the training and then the sexual harassment training.
I did send the link.
Yes, and they sent the link out. If anybody has any trouble with that, let me know. I can resend it to you. And then you just each make your own sign in for it. And then you
Yes.
go on, and it automatically signs me in right away.
Is there two
So-
trainings?
Well, the 2-hour training that we're supposed to be doing annually, and then the sexual harassment training.
I don't know if you got the email, but Sarah Dallas had sent out an email with a list of the trustee handbook book club
Yes.
and with the dates for this coming year. So if you got that, that is a really good one to do.
Yeah, they are good. And they are even things that, like, a couple times I was making dinner during them and I was
Yep.
able to play it and listen at the same time and, you know.
And if you don't make the meeting, all of these are recorded.
Right.
And then you'll be able to go in. I'm pretty sure
That's
that
what I did.
they send the recordings around so I can forward that to you.
Okay, the coffee hour, do we have the coffee
We
hour?
did not, because all of, a very large group of the seniors had COVID.
Oh,
So we have waited, we will be starting the first, it'll be next
okay,
Tuesday.
that's right, you told me.
Sarah has put together a letter for me to take to cops, asking them for coffee and donuts. I'm gonna just print the letter out. You did save it on the computer, right?
Yep.
With our letterhead, and then I'll go in over the weekend
Okay,
or
great.
Monday. Like I said, the toddler playtime, it's hit or miss.
Okay.
Game night, actually, we were busier this week than I expected.
18 Monday night.
Really? But it was fun. It was all breakfast.
Breakfast.
Just breakfast. Like, what is a barista? What kind of beverage does a barista make?
Coffee.
What was in 2022? What was the most popular breakfast item? It's not a candy. It would be us. It would be something. It's not part of something else. You know, it's somebody wrote egg McMuffin. Like, no. So it was eggs.
Oh, just
Oh,
eggs.
just
Eggs.
What else did I have? It was a lot. There was a couple of times where I thought I was getting the glare. And Sarah said, I have other questions if you would like. I'm like, no, that was Linda. Linda
Yeah,
Bennett
Linda.
said, if you don't like these, I've got some we could like, give it a chance. And then they ended up.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order?
I do want to talk to you about Sarah's in my schedule and the after school program. And I have already talked to Bambi. Sarah and I have juggled our hours to schedule around a little bit, and she prefers mornings and I don't. So on Thursdays, which she has been scheduled to work from 2 to 7, she's now coming in at 10. And then she works through I come in at 2, do the after school program, and then I close. We like that a lot, but in order for me to get the right number of hours, we are changing things up a little bit. So I have there's going to be a schedule, 2 different schedules for week to week. And we will be doing the after-school program every other week. Because on one of those Thursdays, I have to work the whole day in order to get the right number out. So I spoke to Bambi and she said that that worked out really well. We can certainly make this like it will be even more special since I'm not coming every week. The kids had, I don't know if it's just been timing, but they've been not very well behaved with me. And like I said, I don't discipline them, but I actually did say to them last week that either their behavior needed to change, or I was gonna stop coming because it was jumping up and down and getting off the couch, and I don't want to come over here. And so Bambi and I are hoping that by me coming, not every week, it makes it a little more special and they're better behaved. I will be going tomorrow.
When the weather changes, will they come back to here?
Yes,
Are
but
they usually better behaved here than they are there?
it's
because
hard to
they're not-
tell, and it's been different kids, so it's really, depends on what kids are there that day. There's one little girl who I spoke to her several times because the boy next to her really didn't want her glomming onto him, and she was like leaning on him and trying to, and caressing his arm, and sweetheart, he asked you to stop doing that. And then Bambi actually came over and took her aside. So it's just been trying.
Well, they don't get to go outside with this time of year. I think
Right.
it's-
I know that Lynn,
It's a warm day. Yeah, it's-
Lynn does take them outside.
Yeah.
And it's also, it's like the end of the school, school's out. We really want to play. So tomorrow I'm gonna go there, and because it's leap year, I've made lily pads, and we're gonna read books about frogs, because they need it. And then it's like, all of these lily pads have funny things for them to do. One is just, if they find this one lily pad, they have to sit under the table like a frog until I let them get up. There's one where they have to dance like a frog. So I have a whole bunch, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. And then I also, every time I go there, I take a supply of children's books because Bambi is reading to them during the rest of the week. So because it's gonna be every 2 weeks, our circulation's gonna go up because I just checked out 20 books to her. And she lets me know what they're gonna be talking about each week.
So you
So
can get that.
they're good. So she had asked for construction books.
Mhm.
So that's part of the 20 books I have.
Good. All right, sounds good.
The only other thing I wanted to mention that's really not board related, Lynn Call has moved, she was at the Teresian House in Albany, and they've moved her to the Peregrine Gilderland. It's an assisted living. Unfortunately, her husband can't go with her because he needs much more care. She misses us, she misses everyone, and I do have her address if anybody wants it. Her daughter had sent me the email, and it ended with, she misses everyone. And I think Sarah had talked to her too, and she said Lynn wasn't making the friends that she thought she would make at this place. So we felt bad. Sarah and I are gonna start sending her a card like every.
She calls most Thursdays right before Fiber Arts, and we pass the phone
Oh,
around.
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, anything from you guys out there at all? Will, James? If not, good night. We'll see you and adjourn the meeting at 5.
Woo!
Thank you.
Have a good night.
everybody, for coming.
Night.
Feel better, Will.
We'll try. Thank you.
I'm sorry your kids are sick.
Oh, it's all of us.
Right after having the week off, right?
That is a fake background, right?
Yeah, that's from in town up on Edgecombe Pond Road.
Oh, it is. I know where it is. It's right across from Joni. That's a beautiful barn.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why he's sick, because it's cold out. Good
Well, have a good evening.
night, Will.
Right.
So then let me know more.
It is tomorrow.
Uh-huh.